I'm fighting for the United States. Canada and Mexico have taken a lot of our business over the years, over 25, 30 years, especially during the Biden years. It's basically all coming back into the United States now. We're hot as a pistol, and it's coming back in. Because of tariffs and the incentives we give, it's coming back. We are working on something. We want to be very good to Canada. I like Carney a lot. I think he's a good person.
Exactly.
He's removing his retaliatory tariffs, which I thought was nice. And we're going to have another call soon. Okay. Yeah, we had a very good call.
Team Trump making moves. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick meeting with Canada's trade minister in Washington to talk tariffs this week. This comes just days after Canada eased up on most of its retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods, a step Secretary Lutnick had pushed for, warning that there would be no real progress without that happening. Mr. Canadian,
yeah, it's really interesting what happened.
You just represent all of Canada here.
Well, no, look, I do business in both countries. You know, I've got American kids, but I do investments up in Alberta. And here's what happened. Carney is really good because he used the whole Trump elbows up strategy to win against a conservative who was 32% ahead of him. And then he said, look, Trump is the enemy, and I'm going to save us. And it worked. But he just missed it by 3 seats. He has a minority mandate. In a Canadian parliamentary system, you can't get anything done unless you have a majority mandate. So what I predict will happen is we'll get another election, and one of these guys, which are so close, are going to win a majority.
Who do you think will challenge him?
Well, he has to challenge the conservative named Pierre Poilievre.
Okay.
So one of those two guys has to win a majority mandate, because that's the only way you can actually execute policy. But right now, the pressure point is on softwood lumber. The rest of the stuff is CUSMA. That's the existing agreement. There are no tariffs. No tariffs out of Alberta oil. And if you took the Alberta oil out of the equation, there is no trade deficit with Canada. That is the cheapest oil America gets out of Alberta. And they have more nat gas than the entire United States. So that's a lot of power up there. But they got to solve for softwood lumber, because that's the housing industry, and Trump knows it for housing. That's billions of dollars a month of softwood lumber now jammed up at 35% tariff. Mm-hmm. So that's why Carney dropped the retaliation, and now he's saying to Trump, look, elbows down, let's cut a deal. And that's what's going to happen, and that'll be good, because the reciprocal tariff with Canada of 10-15% would be great, and it would be good for both sides, and I would be happy because I'm trying to do business in both places. But Carney's smart. He's going to figure that out. He's no longer using Trump as the adversary guy up in Canadian politics.
I agree with that. I mean, I think that's why he won. Poilievre probably should have won. He won because he was the guy who could say, I'm against Trump more than the other guy. But so it's interesting. The Canadians are saying, well, look at Carney. He's capitulating on this right now. I don't think he's capitulating, actually. I think what he's realizing is that he's never held the cards. He's never had the leverage on this. Enough time has passed that he can actually deal with Trump according to the leverage he has and the leverage he doesn't have. And I think if he's smart, he'll actually he'll say, look, let's cut the best deal that we can, and he won't have to fight the battle with Poilievre again. I mean, he's trying to solidify long-term leadership here. If he gets a good deal with the U.S., I think he sets himself up personally really well, and that's sort of how I read this situation.
Well, the key is, if he gets a good deal, and he has that momentum, he should call an election, because the history of Canadian parliamentary politics is that if you don't win a majority, 12 to 18 months is the longest you're in power for without calling an election. So the minute he cuts a deal, let's say it's a 10% reciprocal, boom, call an election, solidify your majority mandate.
That's what I think he's actually.
I think you're right.
We're kind of talking around the elephant in the room. What's the economy like in Canada? Take all this stuff out.
But you got to remember, the economy was under the idiot king for 10 years.
I know, but he is like the idiot king in many ways. Carney is. He is. I mean,
not the same.
He's both globalists, and
Carney has executional skills. Trudeau doesn't have.
He worked for Mike Bloomberg, so maybe.
Well, I know you may have a dim opinion of him.
No, I don't. I'm just saying that it seems like more of the same, and at some point they're going to have to talk policy when Trump isn't the boogeyman anymore, and the center-left policy.
The real answer between these two economies is no tariffs and merge the economies. Canada has all the raw materials the overall North American economy needs, and we got to get together to fight the Chinese. I don't know what we're talking about. It should be You know, the indigenous population of both the U.S. and Canada, there's no border for them. They can move anywhere they want, anytime, both ways. Let's check each other's people out, give a cross-border passport, merge the economies, standardize on the U.S. dollar even. Why not? Everything's priced in U.S. dollars in Canadian economies. And boom, let's go fight the Chinese.
Yeah, boom. Let's go fight the Chinese.
That's
together.
it.
Together.
I just solved the whole problem.
Well,
Thank you.
you're one step away from saying, just become the
51st.
I'm not saying that.
No. You have national pride. You have national pride.
No. I'm not stupid. Nobody wants to sell their sovereignty, but they do want to merge the economies.
You got a great flag. I don't blame you.